Friday, August 12th. I'm leaving Snoqualmie Pass. I'm taking the Goldmeyer Alternate for the next day and a half. The PCT has several alternates. I've mentioned some of them before that I've taken, and this is another one. And so this is about a 70-mile section, which, you know, about 30 miles less than what I just did coming in. So I'm happy for that. And that'll get me up to Snoqualmie. The last three resupplies all begin with the letter S. Snoqualmie Pass, Snoqualmie, and Stehekin. This is my destination, the bottom one, Snow Lake Trailhead. Down this way. The PCT is right over there next to me. This is about a mile down this road. I mean, right here you can see they really got some dramatic peaks. There's no information on this alternate. It's like 26, 27 miles on water. So you just look at the map and say, well, here's a lake, there's water, here's a creek, there's water. There's a couple major lakes on this trail. I can't remember the second one just yet. Snow Lake, though, I'll pass here this morning. No hike would be complete without going through Boulder Field. It wasn't long ago I was way down there in the valley, making my way up here. Now I'm coming up, doing the switchbacks through the ferns to get up and over this thing and on over to Snow Lake. This is what's ahead of me. It's one of those, the tread of the trail is not ideal, but it's not bad. You have to take what the mountain gives you. So I'm just now entering the Alpine Lakes Wilderness area, still in the Mount Baker Snoqualmie National Forest. I haven't had breakfast. I think I'll stop up here. I got a big muffin, blueberry muffin, and a Mountain Dew, of course. And there it is. And I hear a dog barking. Snow Lake. Guy passed me earlier. He had a big air pump on the back of his backpack. I said, what's that for? He said he's got a raft. Just sitting here on this rock along the trail. Enjoying the view of Snow Lake. I'm going to take this trail continuing here to the right, and then it appears that I'll be going off, and then I'll leave the lake right about there. I think that's the outlet to the lake, so I'll be leaving the Snow Lake Trail and getting on another one. Beautiful, isolated lake. This is the trail, and I'm, see if I can get to focus. I'm right about here. And then I'm going to hang off to the right and go down into a valley, which is over in there. There's a valley on down. Still a big snowbank over there on the edge of the lake. I'm on the other side now, looking back. You come down, the trail comes down that section. That's where I was sitting for breakfast. Trail runner. To the left is Gem Lake, and I'm going to head this way, northeast, down towards, the only thing they mentioned there is Middle Fork Road. This is a lot of descent, so you can see way down there in the valley. I'm going to be almost to the bottom of the valley by the time I'm here in the next hour. I'm on this boulder field and heading that way. I don't even see where the trail goes. It's so... Is it a switchback in the boulder field? Huh, there's a switchback in the... Okay, it's down there. Alright, oh, the trail, okay, it's down there. I was trying to figure out where it was up here. There's nothing. Okay, so the boulder field has the switchbacks. That's different. Just looking down the valley. Wonder what all wildlife is down in there. Very long waterfall. That's the outlet for Snow Lake. I was up there, and I've been zigzagging forever, very slow going, soaking wet through all these wet bushes and shrubs. The tread of the trail is not good at all, just a bunch of rocks strewn. Can't see the tread very well, but that's a long waterfall there. I'm making my way down. I got this behemoth to get over. That'll be fun. 4 in a row. Reached the junction. Snow Lake and Snoqualmie Pass back that way. I came from there. Dutch Miller Gap's ahead of me. They're saying no bicycles. This looks like an old road. And I mean old. What's this say? It says the Middle Fork Trail. This is a welcome sign. It was rough coming down that hill at first. First couple miles were steep and rough, bad tread with a lot of rocks strewn around and just overgrown with wet weeds, bushes. And my pants are drying out. Do you know how you can tell when you're the first person on the trail in the morning? You get all the cobwebs. There's no way there's 20 people a day going down this trail to this hot springs. And it's filled up with that. There's got to be some other access to it. Trees and moss and ferns. And trees falling over. Whoa, check out, there's a cables. What are these cables doing here? Something, 1, 2, 3. Big cables. Huh. Something used to be here. Mining, maybe? It's my first major creek crossing. Somewhere in that huge jumble of down trees is Thunder Creek. Well, I made Thunder Creek probably tougher than it should have been. I think you could have 20 people go over that and they'd come up with 20 different ways to do it. Here's that's a monster cable. This is something real heavy. There's like a normal sized cable. I see that stuff every so often. Now I'm in mud. Yeah, the PCT's an adventure. And the occasional alternate routes, they're an adventure too. Another stream. Not hurting for water. Water everywhere. Saw this. Somebody caught some logs. More water. Must be a pretty good sized stream, river down there. There's tons of water going into it. I've climbed over tons of logs. I guess they're too big for hand saws. Since I'm in a wilderness area, I can't use chainsaws. This is Burn Boot Creek. I don't think there's any doubt about how you're supposed to get across this thing. There's a massive tree that goes up to the creek, and then another one that you jump on and head to the left. Finish it up. I hope my balance is good. Welcome to Goldmeyer Hot Spring. Private property, conservation area. Please check in with caretakers immediately. Middle Fork Trail. Entering the Goldmeyer property. Well, I'm not interested in the Goldmeyer property or trail or any of that. I'm going to bypass it. Yeah, I can make out a green roof. Middle Fork Trail, that's got to be me. There's some kind of structure up there. How in the world do they supply these folks? Drop stuff in with parachutes? This is the Snoqualmie River. And I believe this is how most of the guests come into this Goldmeyer. I believe there's a dirt road over there. This water has a blue tinge to it, like glacial water, not regular old creek water. I follow this thing for a good ways now. I still can't figure it out. Is it a piped spring that's run amok? I see a pipe in there. I'm going to run through it and cool off. I've seen some odd things on the PCT, but this one may take the cake. It's a shower. Hooked up to that pipe. So, another piped spring, I guess. I mean, this is the middle of nowhere. I've not seen anybody on this trail. There's nobody. It's Friday afternoon. Not a soul since I left the lake. Snow Lake. Remember that big snowbank? And on this trail all day ain't nobody. There's a shower. Somebody left the shower on. And then the other thing was like a fire hydrant that, you know, somebody knocked the top off in New York City so the kids could play in it on a summer day. It is August. You know, it's an old bridge once that covered in moss. Snoqualmie River. Reckon this is a bridge I have to take. I filtered 2 liters of water from that, looked like the pipes with the fire hydrant that was broken and shooting everywhere from that pool of water. Had a funny smell to it, but I went ahead and did it anyways because I needed water. I went to drink it, smelled like sulfur, so maybe that explains the hot springs. But I just went past a little spring back down there and I dumped all my, the 1 liter out. And then I got to this one, I took my backpack off and dumped it out. And so I've got rid of all that water, that funny smell and stuff. And I'm now back to cold, fresh spring water. Much better. This has been all uphill. And it's going to continue because obviously I'm walking next to a river and going up the river. So I'm going to be going uphill. A little bit of a dirt road coming up and then a horse camp. I'll see about cooking dinner sometime after that up in that area. So the Middle Fork Trail is that way. Dutch Miller Gap is this way. I'm on this unused dirt road now. After that huge descent from Snow Lake down to Snoqualmie River, it's just been one long ascent, constant uphill. But now look that. That is way up there. Sun at my back. That's the way it is when you're northbound. For the most of the day, the sun is at your back, which is sure is better than facing into the sun all day long like us southbounders have to do. Friday afternoon, people sitting at work at their desks in their cubicles watching the clock. Come on, weekend. Those things don't exist out here on the trail. Don't worry about that stuff. You won't even know what day it is. And it's great because Jimmy cracked corn and I don't care. The day or the date, inconsequential. What difference would it make if this was Tuesday or Sunday or Friday? Nothing. The beautiful aqua-tainted Snoqualmie River. And if it has any forks, then this would be the middle fork. That's why there's more water up here than there was downstream. It's much wider. Where's any fish? There's a good spot for dinner. The horse camp is just 1/10 of a mile further up. Well, I didn't have to go far to get to the Dutch Miller horse camp. It looks to be just an open area with some hitching posts. Oh, thank goodness. A bridge. I was wondering how I was going to get across the river. Somebody built this a long time ago, since that road's not in use anymore. I'm going to smell creosote. Maybe somebody's brought some up here and given it a coat. Now, this isn't near as big as so it must split up there. Yeah, there must be two forks. Must be two forks right above where I came, where I was having dinner. I'm done with dinner. I don't have to cook dinner when I get to where I'm going. It's usually hanging over most people's heads. Man, I gotta set up my tent. I gotta filter water. I gotta cook dinner. Me, I've already eaten. And I don't finish the day all wiped out and worn out because I've just had a good long rest, about 45 minutes. Had my shoes off, had dinner, read my book a little bit. Now I can squeeze in another 1-2+ hours of hiking in this nicer temperature. Look at the size of that thing. Wow. That's up to my head. East of me is Summit Chief Mountain. Maybe you can see this long waterfall.